Chopping it up with G and Z. Chopping it up. 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 Chopping it up with G and Z.
What's going on, everybody? This is Chopping It Up with G and Z. What's up, Z?
What's going on, bro?
All right, man. I'm cool. We have our special guest with us today, Mr. Etan Thomas, former basketball player from the NBA. Also, Etan, tell us about what you got going on right now, actually, before we get started up, man.
Well, I don't say from the NBA. I'm from Booker T. That's how you got. That's how you got to do it, man. Come on, man. From North Tulsa. Talking about from the NBA and from. Don't do all that. You know what I mean? From Booker T, staying around the corner from us.
We have with us today our homeboy Etan, who we grew up with. Basically, man, should I say Carver Wildcat, Booker T, Washington, Spencer?
All that.
Yeah, there we go.
Talking about for the NBA.
Oh my God.
Nah, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Always good chopping up with y'all.
Bro, I saw your interview with Rex Chapman.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was bro. I was like, when he said Michael Jordan bowled him, I was like, bro, is that how you say hello? I was like, bro.
Nah, it was cool. He's real. I mean, if you saw, we covered a lot of different things on there. But yeah, he was talking about when he lit up MJ for 39. Well, I phrased it like that.
He was like,
I got like, well, yeah, I got lucky. I was like, then at the end, he was like, towards the end, he was like, well, actually, MJ might have got like 12 of them. I'm like, nah, bro. When you tell this story, it got to be, I gave MJ 39.
The business.
No way.
Yes,
Gave him the
39
business.
points. You can't be saying it.
No.
Hey, where can people find that? Where can people find it at, man?
That's on basketballnews.com. So that's the interview that I just came out with. It was good. He was also talked about racism in Kentucky. That was he went a little bit more in depth in that than I thought he was going to, but he went back. He said, like, back to high school and how it was, and he said it. He said a lot, and then also, if you remember a few months ago, Kentucky had where the players took a knee for the national anthem. And all of Kentucky, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. All of a sudden, where the sheriff was on TV burning a Kentucky jersey. Like, that's how serious it was. They were started this big movement to try to direct funds away from the Kentucky program because the players did that. And he just went in. That's basically what happened. He went in, called them all racist, called them all. He was like, so y'all not going to say anything about the White House and, about the Capitol and all of that, but y'all gonna say something about them peacefully kneeling? Like, he just went in. Like, I was like, wow, that's good.
Hey, we need more cats like him, though.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, man. So let's actually get started on the show real quick. We'll start it up with chopping it up about what's in the news here recently. So apparently, Kirk Franklin has been in the news with his son. Apparently, so what ended up happening, there was an altercation between him and his son. His son actually recorded the conversation between him and his father, Kirk Franklin, and released it on social media, in which Kirk Franklin, you can hear him basically cussing his son out, called him a I can't really say, I guess.
Dude, to me though, man, it's just like, man, it was like, first of all, to hear Kirk Franklin the way he was on that, just the sound, like the clip, like, to me, it almost sounded like the dude like provoked him. Like he said something to him out of line for him. Like, he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess he kind of knew it was there, but he kind of provoked him to say something then and recorded the certain part of it. And I was like, man, that seemed so like shady, like what he did, you know what I'm saying, what the son did. And I think the son.
What you say is what Kirk Franklin called him is what he basically is.
Yes, I think
that's what it seemed like.
And I think the son thought everybody was gonna be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Kirk Franklin did that." When everybody was like, "No, the son is whack." Like everybody's been like, "The son is whack."
Yeah,
yeah. Etan, what you think about it, man?
No, it was. I mean, exactly what you said. And you saw the sister. I don't know if you saw his.
Yes, I did.
His sister. She posted and was like defending the father. He was like, "Wait a minute, you've been acting funny for a while, and you're gonna, basically what you said." Set it up, but only record a certain part, and you're recording his reaction, but not everything you said before the reaction. So she put it all out there too. But it's just, but also people gotta also understand he's 33 years old.
Yeah, bro.
He's not like he's a little kid.
He's
like
an adult.
Posted it. Yes. He posted it like he was a child. Like he was, you know what I mean?
And like so much struggle I go through and the pain. I'm like, bro,
he's 33 years old, man. He don't stop that, dog.
Yeah, and I think he even framed it like, just to give y'all a heads up about what I have to go through, like
this toxic relationship with my father.
Yes.
Like, bro, if you don't sit your
bro, you 33.
You're a grown man.
So we're all three of us are actually parents here, right? So I gotta actually say this because I think between all three of us, my kids are the oldest, of course. I've got 20-year-old kids, over 20.
Yeah.
Over 25 now.
You're about to say 26, right?
Yeah, 26.
Grown kids.
26-year-old.
And I can tell y'all right now that there is an age. See, to me, man, I've always said this. There is actually an age that your kids will hit. It's between the 15 to 18, 15 to 19. For some of them, it may be a little bit younger. I just know that my son, his was when he was at 15, excuse me. When he turned 15 and he tested me that first time. And all I can say is, yeah, every daddy is going to have that moment where you're going to have to actually say something. And I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen.
Yes. 100% agree with you, Gerald.
Yeah.
100%. Now, especially when you have sons. So it's different. That's a big dynamic.
Let me make that description though. Because I know you got just the girls. So I mean, you may not have to do it with the girls, but if you have a boy.
Yes. But it's gonna happen. Girls, it happens with their moms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
and they have their moment that same way. That female to female, and it's that they have that moment as well. And it's just, but honestly, it should have never been made public. That's it. But also, you're 33. Like we're talking like he is 14 or 15. He is 33. He's not even in this category. You can't even put him in this. He's 33 years old.
He's a grown man.
Yes. And years old, bro.
Whatever he said to Kirk Franklin made him react the way he did. Because I was like, that's Plies, baby. That ain't Kirk
Franklin. Did you see Plies come out?
Yeah. It was me. It was me, baby. It was all me.
Plies is comedy, man.
Plies is super funny.
Plies on Twitter. He's hilarious, man.
I follow him on Instagram.
He does some good stuff. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. All right, man.
Like
so what's also in the news?
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like college.
Remember I told you. I told you. Yes. When I met, I was like, man, this dude's super smart.
Hey, man, they usually are. All right. So the other stuff that's going on in the news right now, man, is the stimulus checks are actually now being hit. They're hitting people's accounts.
Yes, sir.
We see several social media posts about what people are going to be doing with the stimulus checks, which is actually hilarious to me, man.
They're funny. They're funny.
But at the same time, I'm like, I hope people are not doing half this stuff.
Did you see
I saw one? Go ahead, Z.
No, go ahead.
I saw one where the lady said, I would be a Red Lobster, and my stimulus check hit. And I was like, I want the whale, the whole whale. I was cracking up, man.
I think the funniest one I seen was the either the one when they were like at Target, like I want the red balls out front.
Yeah.
I seen the one with I seen Martin and Eddie Murphy at the counter. It was like how much money it take to make them, you know what I'm saying, them N-word pies. The white only pies.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Hey man, I saw one where it said my $1,400 deposit hit, I'm about to go in Louis Vuitton and be like, hey, anybody know where Louis is?
Yeah, Louis is.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one too. They've been, man, you know, the thing is though,
they've been funny though.
They've been super funny, man. But the crazy thing is, man, like we've been pretty much in the house for like a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are struggling. And like to me, man, like it's good that they have the like so many of the funny posts, but you see a lot of resentment and a lot of people like saying like terrible stuff about these stimulus checks, man. And the thing is like, bro, a lot of people have been struggling for this whole year, man. And like they need this. And if they do want to go out and buy something for themselves and be happy, man, go out and do that, man. No, I think social media has made it where people feel terrible about it or feel bad about like, bro, man, if you get that money and you need to pay your bills, pay your bills. But if you're going to do something extra, man. It's your money. But I don't know.
Hey, listen, man, I think the CDC just came out and said like during the past 6 to 12 months, the last year, of course, the rate of just mental health decline has been insane. So I'm all for, hey man, listen, if you get that $1,400 and for your mental health, you need to go take a break
or eat some crab legs.
Means use that money and go take a break. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you need to reach out for assistance, reach out for assistance. I'm all for it, man. But the one thing I will say is I don't like that. I don't like it's almost like this idea that some people want to be judgmental and be like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like these people don't deserve it versus whatever the case is. No, hey, listen, I'm all for extra stimulus, which brings me to my question, man. Do y'all feel like the stimulus that they're doing right now, the $1,400, and I think they also did the child tax credit is going to jump up as well too. Do y'all think that's enough, or do y'all think there should have been more or less? What y'all thoughts?
I think it's just interesting when you look at the conversation happening, because I always go by Fox News and I always have to watch it. I always do. And I'm looking at their conversation. I think it was Tucker Carlson. I don't remember the guest that he had on, but they were talking about that. They were talking about the stimulus and the minimum wage. And they were talking about how we can't just keep giving money away. And they were that was the whole topic of the conversation. And they were like, you know, I was like, giving money away. Like, I was like, are you serious? And then I was like, have you seen the budget that we spend on the defense budget and everything if we just trim just a little bit off of that? And this is the thing that Bernie Sanders was saying for a long time. He was like, why do we have to spend so much money, you know, preparing to go to World War III? Like we don't need to spend that much money on this every single year. It's like outstanding how much we spend. But you're having a discussion about a stimulus check and raising the minimum wage. It's amazing to me. But yeah, it's when you hear how people honestly think, and when I say people, I mean certain people, it's just mind-boggling. That's all I can say. It was mind-boggling.
Can I just, with that being said, man, I want to give people context real quick from what you just mentioned that Bernie Sanders said. And I just pulled this number up. The military budget from October 2020 through September of 2021. I want y'all to take a guess just how much it is.
$1 trillion. I'm going with $1 trillion. Give me $1 trillion.
Bro, you are so close. $934 billion.
I don't understand.
Crazy.
Bro, do you understand? Like, I'm not talking about a 10-year budget. I'm not talking about you know what I'm saying, 5 years, 6 years. This is just from September of last year, or excuse me, October of last year to September of this year. That's how much the Pentagon is going to spend.
But is that military? Is that like salaries though? Is that like military salaries included everything in that too? You know what I'm saying? Because I think military salaries to me, like obviously not $934 billion worth of salary, but
yeah. No, you can't even when you put billions, that's the big tanks that come out whenever we have protests. That's the you know, all of that stuff, everything when the National Guard's called, that's all that. That's not what they pay in the salaries. Their budget would be okay if it was just what they was paying the salaries, but billions.
Yeah, dude.
That's not even I don't even think that's actually active war stuff either.
So the crazy thing is when you looked at the stimulus, when you looked at this this new bill that passed, They only spent 300. It was like 300. I'm gonna say only, but they did 300 billion to give everybody these checks. So you mean to tell me you would rather spend 3 times the amount for some defense when nobody can go to war because we're in the middle of a pandemic in the whole world instead of supporting these people who out here struggling right now? You know what I'm saying?
And the answer is yes. They would rather do that. Yes.
That's crazy to me.
And that's where I wish I would, could play it back, the segments. That's why you got to peek at Fox News and just see, because you would just be amazed of how they think. And it's like, wow, how could that be your position? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the fact that you're in the next breath, you talk about how you're evangelical Christian and how it's just
that's crazy to me.
That's all. It's just
that is definitely crazy to me.
Yeah.
Man, can we actually just say that Tucker Carlson is just basically a white supremacist in disguise? I mean,
him, Sean Hannity, the whole Laura Ingraham, all of them.
Yeah, I'm about to say the whole channel,
the whole crew. Yeah,
each and every one of them.
What's crazy is they don't actually say white supremacy, but you hear the bullhorns and the dog whistles anytime you watch them.
Oh, of course.
Matter of fact, they have on record like a grand wizard basically saying we love Tucker Carlson.
Of course.
I mean, but that's just like
our people watching him.
But that's just like the dude.
How much they love Trump. Yeah,
like the writer dude who ended up getting in trouble for Tucker Carlson, like the lead writer for his show for years. Like they found out he was like racist, and everybody's like, "I can't believe he's racist." And I was like, "What do you mean?
Who do you think he is?"
It's like, what? He's all the way racist.
Man, crazy. Speaking of racism, man, and I feel like we got to start this. We got to start up like a segment like that says racism in the USA. Here's what happened today. Like literally, we can always find something that's happened. And
that's true.
I was thinking about it today too when I was getting ready for the podcast. Like, man, I don't know what's sadder: the fact that it happens and I'm not surprised, or the fact that I'm not surprised because it happened. Okay. It's just crazy to me. Like, bro, there could be a article that I would send to both of y'all and be like, man, look at this article. And the article would say like white cops in the South hanging black, young black men. And we would be like, that's crazy. But really at our core, we would be like, I guess it's not really surprising. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, like it doesn't surprise you anymore.
And that to me is the sad part. Like, it's not surprising. So in our racism news of the week, I guess, let's first talk about Myers Leonard. So apparently Myers Leonard, who was a player on the Miami Heat basketball squad, and also who was one of the only ones who didn't kneel with his team.
Yep, right. That's him.
Which is so insane. Was actually caught using a anti-Semitic slur on a live stream, and of course he was fined and suspended by his team. He's no longer, quote, with the team during his suspension. So and a lot of people have come out in the association and also other athletes around the world. What are y'all thoughts about that and what happened? Z, what do you think, man?
Bro, if you listen to the tape and you hear him say it, bro, he said it like he meant it. You know what I'm saying? he could say like, I didn't know what the word meant, or you used it the correct way. Like, what do you mean? Like, dude, his apology was so terrible. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, I didn't know, and blah, blah. Bro, just come out and be like, man, you know what? I didn't know the history of the word, or, you know what I'm saying? I used the word and I didn't know the history of it, or blah, blah, blah. I didn't mean to be offensive, but say that. But the way he said it, I was like, oh, you know exactly what that, and he said, you effing, and the term is such a, like, you don't even use it for anything else. Like, I've never even heard nobody say that word unless they were talking derogatory to a Jewish person. So it's like, what? Yeah. So yeah, it was terrible, bro. But it's not shocking from him because what he did in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, you know, my brother's in the military. Like, bro, if you understand what you know what I'm saying, nobody's kneeling against the military. What the hell do you mean?
Right.
So yeah, it ain't shocking. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're too old to claim ignorance. I think that, you know, if you're a child, going back to like the Kirk Franklin thing, if you're a child, then that's one thing. You're a grown man. Grown. You know good and well what that word means. Come on, man. What? I didn't know what that word meant. That was your. Come on, excuse. Man. I didn't know what that word meant.
And he used it in the right, like he used it exactly how they say it when they say it that way. So it's like, bro, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Set it up perfectly for you to say what you said.
Put it set up, right.
Yes.
Hey, so do y'all feel like because I think his fine was like 50,000 or something like that, and he was only suspended for the week. Do y'all feel like that was enough, or do y'all feel like the league should have, the association should have came down a little bit harder?
I mean, it was 50,000 plus, his game salary.
Okay.
Or however times so that adds up pretty quick. So I mean, it sent the message, but them game salaries they add up quick.
I mean, they can't really super punish him. You know what I'm saying? They can't sit him down for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, to me, like a week, like a week away, and then a $50,000 fine. That's about in line with what they're doing in the NBA. I'm not mad at the NBA for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Dude is who he is, man, and him to expect anything other than racist behavior from him is mind blowing at this point.
So here's my question though. So what happens when he comes back in the locker room?
Everybody, bro, you know what happens. What happens.
Well, it depends on the locker room. So like Riley Cooper came back and the team was like, okay, let's rally around him almost. Like, unless, they didn't really have I didn't hear nothing. But remember Riley Cooper when he came back with Philly?
I do.
I don't remember nothing major happening when he came back into that locker room.
Well, it depends. I think it depends on the locker room though. Take the Saints. I mean. Take the Saints, for instance. Like when Drew Brees made his offhand comments about, Dylan and all that stuff that he said. Yeah. And literally the whole city was up in arms, like, whoa, hold on. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He came back, and not only did he apologize to his teammates, but Drew Brees, from what I understand, put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, he donated like $5 million to something.
Yeah, he started doing stuff for the community, which he already had been, which is why I guess people took it as a shock when he said it.
But he had to be smarter than that too, though. Drew Brees he should have been smarter than that, bro. You are in a black area. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say a black city because New Orleans is probably majority white, like everything else. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like you're in a southern city though, and these people love you. And he had to be smarter. I don't know who was around him, but somebody should have been like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You have a cachet with black people that a lot of white quarterbacks don't have. Yeah. And you should probably, even if you have that opinion, you should be quiet. And you definitely should not make that public. So he should have been smarter than that. I don't know. Myers Leonard is an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And I expect this from him. But Drew Brees he should have been smarter than that.
But here's the difference though. There's a difference though. Drew Brees' teammates came out and spoke hard against it. Have you heard any of the Miami Heat come out and speak hard against him?
Not a one. And back to your
that kind of shocked me.
I'm thinking, where's Butler?
So don't nobody have nothing to say about this?
Jimmy Butler is like the team. He's like the team leader. He don't seem like he don't seem like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of black causes is like his thing though. Honestly,
that's true. He talk about everything else though.
I know he seems like he's very matter of fact about everything, but he just don't seem like he would
just not that.
I would, who I would. Andre Iguodala though. I would see him saying something. Now he seems to be the person that I would have thought would have probably stood up and said something. And back to your original comment. So what I remember happening in Philly is a lot of the players didn't like him. And Mike Vick ended up saying something and was like, hey, let's just give him a chance or something. Mike Vick actually did something to make it cool in the locker room for him because I heard from if I remember right.
Okay.
Yeah. But I definitely, he shouldn't be cool. And bro, what's going to happen when he get in the game? Right. Somebody gonna remember what he said. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess it ain't really like,
that no more though.
Yeah. And I guess he didn't say the N-word either.
Yeah, but still, if he say that, the next, it's right around the corner.
Yeah. It's in the same neighborhood. It's in the same neighborhood, baby.
Yes.
Hey, speaking of a different neighborhood, man. So, there's a couple other stories I wanted to go through with the racism news this past week. Before we get into the Mr. Matt Rowan which I think we all are going to have something to say about that one. Man, Etan, you just sent off an article to us about kind of give us the rundown of the article, man. I don't want to go into like the personal aspects of it because the one thing I don't want to do is actually condone attacking another brother or another sister personally, whatever the case is. Right. But I do want to get into something in regards to what kind of behind that article, I should say.
So this is what it was. So in the Grammys, Tamika Mallory, Lil Baby, Killer Mike, they had this performance, and they showed, they did some spoken word. They're talking about, police brutality. They're talking about everything else like that. I thought it was a dope performance. Like I saw it, I was like, wow, that was dope. And Tamika Mallory is an activist who's been speaking out in a lot of different places. She did a lot over the summer, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, everything like that. So Tamir Rice's mother posted, and she was kind of just lashing out at everybody. And she's lashing out at Tamika Mallory. My son in general, if you know, those are activists. Crump, she said that clout chasing. So basically it was all, these people are sitting here. So she's looking at the Grammy performance, and she's like, I don't really give a F about the Grammys. I still lost my son. Like I still don't have justice for my son. Yeah. And so, there's a long list of disappointment that she has of people that failed her. And, she's lashed out at the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the attorney generals, the police department. She has a long list of people who, rightfully so, she should have an issue with. Agreed. So right now, so she's angry, and I think from that, I saw that, and I felt sorry for her, still grieving and anger for her to be in the same place, but I understood. Like you can't, everybody grieves differently. Yeah. And we can't tell someone, there's no, statute of limitations on how you're supposed to be feeling when you lose your son, and like she lost Tamir Rice. Man. Like, so I looked at that, and I understand why. She's mad at everybody, everyone. Agreed. And she has a reason to be. So that's my interpretation of it.
Now, the one thing that she brought up that I kind of wanted to go around between all three of us real quick, she brought up the issue of the Black Lives Matter organization, and like you said, kind of clout chasing between Crump. Now, I don't want people to actually walk away from this thinking we talking down about the organization, because I told Z and you too that man, we've marched on behalf of the concept of Black Lives Matter, right? But as far as the organization goes, it's not like there's a chapter in Tulsa, Oklahoma, for us to go to and be like, this is the NAACP office. You know what I mean? Like, in that aspect, it's not the same type of organization, and we don't march for the organization. We march for the concept of Black Lives Matter, right? And there is a place for the civil lawsuits that Crump brings for, which I think is necessary. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I think that's necessary. But I think the criminal aspect of it is what she is also hurting for right now too, because no one has been brought to justice with Tamir Rice. Right. And that has got to hurt harshly. So my question for all three of us is, man, what do you all think about the difference between there being a Black Lives Matter organization and the Black Lives Matter concept? And how do the two kind of mesh and meet together? And does it need to be a better organization? Does it need to match the concept? I mean, what do y'all think about that, man?
Man, I think for me, I think where the problem lies is because they do have chapters. They have chapters across the country. I know they actually have a chapter here that last week they're changing the name of Peoria to Black Lives Matter, like street or drive or something like that. But that's what they're changing Peoria to it, and they'll have the signs on the top. It'll still be Peoria, but it'll have Black Lives Matter on down Peoria. I know that. Yeah, they did this like
first time hearing about it too.
Yeah, they did this like last week, man. So and it's the local chapter of the Black Lives Matter organization. But so where the problem lies is, you remember you had the on your podcast when you were talking to Mark Cuban. Mm-hmm. Remember, and it was the same thing he said. He was like, so who's the leaders of this thing? And you was like, bro, I don't know who no leaders are. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing that throw white people off. And I think that's probably maybe a conversation that we need to have more, because I think white people think it's just an organization and we in these secret Black Lives Matter meetings and doing all this extra stuff. And we like, bro, I don't know. Every time they be like, hey, the leader of Black Lives Matter is a fascist. And I'll be like, what is his name? Who is he? And I think that's where the problem lies, is that I think white people, for the most part, think it's a real like it's the NAACP.
Bro, can I just say real quick, before I get you any time, I remember watching Fox News one time, and they had a brother on there who they said was the leader of BLM. And I was like, I don't know who the hell this dude is. He looked like he was straight from like Baltimore, just one of us over there on Fox News, like, what's up? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we about to march and we about to kill. And what's up? And I was like, man, no, I don't know who this is. Who is this? Anyway, yeah.
Well, one of the things that they've been trying to do is to demonize the Black Lives Matter movement, and in order to be able to say, well, this person is a key factor of it, and then attack that person. So when they want to assign it to a person, that's the reason why they want to assign it to a person. And they're always pushing, well, who are the leaders? Who are this? And they're just trying to find out so they can attack them. That's the only reason why they want to do that. Yeah. But the point of it is, the concept of Black Lives Matter isn't about the organization at all.
Agreed.
It's just saying that my life matters. The same way that in the 60s, the movement was, I am a man. And that is because we weren't looked at as men. Or the Black Power movement. And because it was looked at that there was no such thing as Black Power, and there was only white power and white dominance and white supremacy. So we were like, well, no, there is Black Power. And that was that move. It was a concept. So and that's what me and Mark Cuban, what you was referring to, talked about. And I was like, he understood when I said it, but then he was saying there needs to be direction and there needs to be leaders and everything like that. And so my answer to that was, why? So who are the leaders in the white nationalist movement?
I don't know.
Does there really need to be a leader? There doesn't, right.
Tucker.
Tucker's a leader. No, but for real, there doesn't need to be a leader. And they want to assign those times are different. It's not the times of the 60s where you have Martin Luther King as the leader of, you know what I mean? And you have Malcolm X as the leader. That's not the way that it's moving in this time period. Yeah. So, and that's what they want, like I said, so they can attack that person. And it's so interesting. Whoever they name is that person. I mean, it's so evident that that's what they want to do.
Oh yeah.
But why would you even want to be a leader of a Black organization when you don't seen with this government? If you seen Judas and the Black Messiah, like, bro, yeah, of course. This man was 21. You mean to tell me Fred Hampton was 21 and y'all did that to him?
Yeah,
man.
Hey man, if anybody is the leader of the BLM, yeah, they're gonna everything from what they did when they were 10 years old. No, 9, 8, 7.
Bro.
Yeah.
He cussed out his mama back in 1965. Oof.
Right.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. All
Yeah.
right, man. So the other in racist news in the United States of America. Oh, Lord Jesus, this is terrible. So there was a game here in Oklahoma. The Norman high school high school women's basketball. Mm-hmm. Were playing, and they actually were kneeling for the anthem. And a man by the name of Matt Rowan, who is actually a youth pastor, also a high school coach, spouted off racial slurs during the basketball game after he saw that they were kneeling. He called them effing niggers. I will say it just like they say it. And he did it when it was a hot mic. Afterwards, he came out with an apology, and I'm going to actually repeat exactly what he said. He said, I am a family man. I am married. I have 2 children, and at one time, I was a youth pastor. I continue to be a member of a Baptist church. I have not only embarrassed and disappointed myself, but I have embarrassed and disappointed my family and my friends. I will state that I suffer from type 1 diabetes, and during the game, my sugar was spiking. Well, not excusing my remarks, it is not usual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and often say things that are not
hurtful.
appropriate.
Yeah.
As well as hurtful. So,
bro,
amazing,
bro,
that's amazing,
bro,
man.
bro,
that's amazing,
bro. Let me tell you
that
this.
you actually fixed your mouth to say that. No. Okay, right. So he took 24 hours to meet with his lawyers, meet with his circle of people. Everybody come together, and that's what they came up with.
That's what they came up with. That's, you know what that's called? That's called audacity. That's what that's called. You have the audacity to tell me that it was your diabetes, fool, man. How many times you been out and you seen a random white person that was like, N-word, is your diabetes all right, sir? Is everything okay? Like, bro, no.
Forgive me.
That is
my blood sugar high right now.
That might have been the wildest. That was purely the wildest, stupidest reason for
all
really
all that. Yes.
My diabetes, and he used it. That's like we talked about Myers Leonard. He used it just how he said, "Look, they're kneeling, effing N-words." I was like, bro.
So then the other cat, the coach, when he was like, "Well, I didn't say it," and it was like, "Well, bro, you didn't object to it too, and you kind of joined in with the conversation, and y'all was still talking about it. So you involved in this as well. Just because you didn't actually say the N-word doesn't mean that you wasn't still having the same conversation with him. So you ain't off the hook." What's his last name? Sapopa? Coach Sapopa?
Scott Sapopa.
Scott Sapopa,
yeah.
Now, I mean, you would think that he heard it and would have been like, "Whoa,
bro, you can't say that."
Right? No, he didn't say that.
They are kneeling, bro.
What's going on here?
Look at him, Matt. They are kneeling. Look at number 32. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just
look at number
32. Like conversation. Like, bro, no.
He said. That's right.
That's right. So, man. Dude, and I actually said something. I posted something about this, man, because I think there was a bigger issue with it. And y'all can tell me what y'all think about this, man. Like, I was just like, listen, we've had white people actually say nigger for so long in this country that, you know, I think them coming out and saying in the open, unless it's in a hot mic, you know what I'm saying? It would surprise us if somebody actually came out and said that. You know what I'm saying, to our face. That would surprise us. But the fact that they are able to say this under their breath or with somebody who they know espouses these same viewpoints, what gets me is that what's not caught on hot mics and where it could be coming from is the whole structure of white supremacy in this country. These are judges. These are police officers. These are you know what I'm saying, loan processors. These are prosecutors. These are hiring managers. These are people who espouse this idea that this is how they feel. If he wasn't caught on a hot mic, we would have never known. But this is how they feel. And it actually does have an effect. Just him saying this in a broadcast, it can make people upset, but it doesn't affect people's lives. But there are people out here who have the same feeling that he has, who carry that same idea about Black people, that their jobs, their livelihoods affect us on an everyday level, whether it be economical, whether it be the judicial system. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is where I feel like when we talk about systemic racism, that's what we need to entrench in people's brains. Like, this is what we mean when we say systemic racism. And I think that's where I came from with it. But I think
that's the biggest thing that I tell, like, especially when I'm having conversations about race with like white people. Like, the biggest thing I tell them is like, so the issue comes when you hear, when you see like, hey, this person can hire me for my job. This person could be a police officer. They can arrest me. This person, like the power that person has, who has that you know what I'm saying, that idea. I think that's where the problem lies. And I think that's what's the scary part, because you hear how like Black women, like how their health isn't really, how doctors don't treat them the best. And like how they're denied coverage and denied treatments and proper diagnosis and stuff like that. And you just think, you know what I'm saying? That I think doctors being racist is a problem, you know what I'm saying? Or a hiring manager or educator. And so I think those, when you talk about systemic racism, that's what we're talking about. The people that have power to do something different that are out here like, oh, black people are terrible. Like, bro, but you're hiring people. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to hire people for a decent job or a good job. And now we can't get that position based off of your thoughts about black people. So that's where the problem with racism. And I think that's the big issue that I have with racism is that part right there.
You know, it's interesting. You know, I thought that when we saw the people storming the Capitol, like all these people are going to go back from here and they're probably teachers, lawyers, doctors, you know what I mean? Regular people. I thought that when we saw the people in Charlottesville with the tiki torches a few years ago, they didn't even have no hoods on like they did back in the day. They were just all right here with a tiki torch like that and going from there to have regular jobs, you know, like you said, teachers. So then they're the ones who our kids are, you know what I mean? That's their teacher or that's their guidance counselor or stuff like that. And that's the part that's crazy. But let me just say this one, because I remember I told you this, Z, this was before we could send each other links when we read something. I just had to tell you, like, hey, I just saw this thing like this, you know? So I saw this interview with Quentin Tarantino. Remember I called you and told you that?
Yes.
And I was like, and they asked him, why do you always put the N-word in your movies so much? And his response was, because that's the way white people talk when there's no black people around. That's what he said. And I was like, wow.
And I hate Quentin Tarantino. That's why he called me. You know, I hate Quentin Tarantino for the N-word. He uses the N-word, but when he said that, I was like, I still hate him. But
wow.
But you know what though? And I think that's the crazy part is that it's a hot mic moment for a reason. Right. We don't get to see into how we see the underlining tone, and we can tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if you talk to my mom, she'll, oh yeah, they racist. And you know what I'm saying? We'll just be like, okay, I guess so. But we've gotten to the point where we actually can tell, like, okay, yeah, it's happening. It's happening. That racism right here in the open. And people will look and be like, how? What do you mean? What are you saying?
And ain't like, people, no, it's white people. It's white people. And the thing is too, though, but
let me just say, it's white people.
But the thing is, I should, and I tell everybody when we talk about this, man, like if you're talking to a woman and a woman is telling you about women health issues or, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that, you're supposed to listen because she's an expert. She's a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like she has a better understanding. And so like the thing I tell white people all the time is like, bro, if you are talking to a black person and they're in a situation and they're like, and I'm talking about a sensible, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing is like, you'd be like, that's racist. And they're like, oh, do you think that's racist? Look, I'm not here just saying this to say this. That's racist. Right. I can tell you when racist how racism feel. I'm black. I've been through it. Right. That's racist. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing. People don't listen, and people like, is that really racist? Or I hate when they be like, well, you just playing the race card. I'm like, do you know that that's actually racist? Or
hey, I think that's one of the main reasons why we have such a problem with like a Candace Owens or a Herschel Walker, because it's like they're trying to give them cover, and we're like, no, man, stop, please, stop.
They're also, but they're also very dangerous because they're that black face that is echoing what they want to hear, and they want to be able to say, well, hey, Jason Whitlock agrees with me. Like I've heard them say that. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. And
Herschel Walker said so.
Right.
and have you seen an interview with Candace Owens?
He's black. I know Herschel Walker. Yep.
Oh man, it's terrible. That's amazing. All right, man. On to some cool news outside of the racism of this country.
Oh wait! Before we go off the racism, though, I thought about it though. But when we talked about the people, there was two things I wanted to talk about before we left. We was like the people that stormed the Capitol, like when they going back to their regular jobs or whatever. You remember the two police officers? Did y'all read the story about the two police officers who were doing the electric slide in the Black Lives Matter, like after the protest this summer?
Okay.
Yeah, so there was two white police. I forgot where it was, but they were like dancing, and I think it almost went viral or something like that because they were dancing with protesters. Might have been in Georgia, but anyway, the two officers who we celebrated because they were like, oh, they're different and blah blah blah. They stormed the Capitol too. First off, and then they stormed the Capitol after doing the electric slide with us, right?
Wow.
Then the story in San Marcos is like in Texas, where the teacher where the teacher let the class use the N-word, said because black people use the N-word. Did y'all read that story too?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's a black girl in Texas and said like the dude came and a white dude came in class and like, what up? And the girl was like, he can't say that. And the teacher was like, they say it in rap songs, so we can say it here. And but those are the people that go home and make those decisions and do those things. That's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. We go on to the next thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
wow.
It's surprising, but it's not shocking.
It's not,
like
right?
That.
Not at all.
Terrible. Wow.
All
right, man. So let's talk about something cool real quick. Let's get into the NBA. Let's get into our sports chop, man. We're gonna start up with the NBA, man. So All-Star is done. We are on to the second half of the season. And there's a few things that I kind of wanted to go through, man, real quick with you guys. Number one, I'm gonna pull up the standings here real quick, but I don't know if you guys have noticed the standings right now in the East and the West, but like between the number 4 and like the number 10 seed in both conferences, it's only like 3 games between those seedings. And we only got another half to go, not even a half to go. Man, what do y'all think about the NBA standings, man? And like, do you think it's going to be a just a free for all for those last 5 spots for the playoffs?
I don't know about the last 5 spots, but I'm kind of focused on the top ones, and I really want to hear my man Z's assessment of the Lakers. So I just want to jump right to that.
Hey, wait, we can't ease into it.
I don't know about the last spot. I don't know. You know, they're all right there. I hear what you're saying.
Hold on one second.
I want to know what Z's saying about the Lakers.
Hold on one second. Before you say that, let me give you the standings out west.
I already know the standings out west. You ain't got to tell me. I know them off the top of my head, bro. Like I check that daily. I think, man, the Lakers. You see, AD is gonna be out another 3 weeks now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. To me, I like holding them out, man. I'm cool long as we in the top 4, man. I'm really fine with that. We're an older team. We got LeBron. We'll be all right. But we got to definitely do something at the center position. That worries me going into the. I know you wanted me to hear me say that.
I'm smiling. Yeah, you know I was smiling because it's like you was trying it. You was like,
you want to hear about Marc Gasol. You want to hear about Marc Gasol. Yeah, that's what you want to hear about. You want to hear about Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol was supposed to be better than what he is, man. The idea was better than the action because the action is terrible, man. He looks. I don't even think he's playing. Like I watched the game the other night. I watched the game a little bit last night. And I didn't even see him play. I was like,
he plays like 2 to 5 minutes a game, bro.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
it's crazy.
But you had Dwight and JaVale.
Yeah. I was like, Rob might have made a real mistake there. That was like a bad one.
Wait a second, but Z, man, I think the problem is that like at the beginning of the season, you were like, just wait. Watch.
It's gonna come around. He's gonna come around. You was hoping.
Did you see the last season in the season they won the championship in Toronto? That's the last time I had seen Gasol play for real.
You didn't see him in the bubble?
Nah, I didn't know. I don't remember him in the bubble. So I didn't know if he
like
hopped out
in the bubble.
No. He was playing.
Was he?
Like
in the bubble.
Yeah. I remember the last season in Toronto, he was hitting the threes, blocking shots. I was like, where did we get that Marc Gasol? We didn't get him. We got like what was the dude Sabonis? You remember when Sabonis finally came to Portland and he was old and couldn't do anything?
He was old. Yeah.
That's what we got.
No, but on the real, man. So like outside of so in the West, we got the Jazz, the Suns, the Lakers, the Clippers. Nuggets, and the Trailblazers, all separated by about 5 games. From there, you have the Spurs, Mavericks, Warriors, and the Grizzlies and the Pelicans, which they're all they're pretty much like 2 or 3 games, and it could be anybody's. And when you watch any of those teams, man, like I don't know how much basketball y'all able to watch, but is there anybody out west that you're like, man, I can see them getting into the playoffs, or I can see them not get into the playoffs, or a surprise sneak team that may get into the second round? You know what I'm saying? That may actually be that Whoa, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Phoenix, to be honest with you, and the way they've been playing. Just the way that Chris Paul and they've been operating and vibing. But I mean, Utah looks great to me. They still look great. Even when they lose, they look good.
Yeah, they're playing tonight, and actually, I'm missing it, but they're playing tonight. I think
who they playing against?
The Celtics. They should beat the Celtics tonight.
The Celtics don't look good at all.
Yeah, the Celtics look terrible.
What is the problem with the Celtics though? Why don't they look like what happened?
Dude,
like I feel like Kemba has not been good, and that dude, you know where they messed up? The Celtics messed up when they let Rozier go. They should have kept Rozier. Yeah. That was because Rozier clicked well with Tatum and Brown, and that was like they thing, and with Marcus Smart. And I think when they let him go, the team ain't never been good since then.
Well, you know, I think the heart and soul of the team has been Marcus Smart, but he's been hurt. And so I think he comes back this week, actually. So I haven't watched the game. So I think he's actually playing today. So
I haven't been impressed. I haven't been impressed at all. When I watched them play, I was like,
to me, it's been a combination that they don't have a Rozier and they don't have, you know, when they were winning and when they got that deep playoff push, man, they were playing defense. And this year they're not playing defense, bro.
Well, I don't know. It looked like they just. You remember how when LeBron went to Miami and was with Dwayne Wade and how they were for like that first 15 games where it was like, well, you take the ball. And they looked like they just looked at each other. Like, that's how I feel Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum do. Like, it's either one of them time to play and the other one just kind of stay there. And we just watch the dude go one-on-one. But the games that I've seen, man, they have not looked good at all.
Hey, but both of them boys, I would that would be cool with me. I'm cool with that because both of them boys can ball.
Yeah, but they got to be in
the truth.
Yeah, but they got to be in a system. They can't. You can't just ISO all day. You can't.
Yeah, but how good does Brooklyn look though?
But when you have, first of all, we are not going to compare.
KD's not even playing right now. KD's not even playing right now. So it's Kyrie and James Harden. And I have to say, James Harden is playing so different than how he played in Houston. It's like completely different.
Bro, I said MVP. I'm seriously. I'm putting James Harden as the MVP.
I said this last episode, bro. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way that you can go from averaging like he was averaging like 33 and like, you know what I'm saying, like 10 assists and like 5 rebounds. And now he's averaging like 26, like 12 assists and like 9 rebounds. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. And
it just looks so much better.
And do you see? So what amazes me about James Harden is it looks like he's like it's effortless. Like, bro, he's like in my mind, he's shooting 70% from the floor because every time he shoots, it look good shots. I'm like,
no question. Yeah, no question. And wait till KD comes back.
But do you think KD is hurt? Like something because they keep on saying like, well, you know, it's this and that, but he ain't played for like a month now.
I have no idea. I don't know all that. I just know when he get back on the court and he healthy, ready to go, man, listen. Listen.
Hey, hold on. Time out, man. So I remember when we were on your show and you asked the question, do you feel like the Nets can beat the Lakers?
Yeah.
And I said, yes.
Right. You did say that.
I mean, because we've never seen, man, dude, when I say we've never seen, okay, here's a question for both of y'all, man.
No.
If you had to take the Nets big three or the Golden State big three when they had KD, which one would you take?
Golden State's.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I mean, I get
Kyrie, Kyrie is weird. Say what you want to say. Kyrie is weird. What I'm gonna tell you,
but he can hoop.
Bro.
He can hoop. I don't care.
Listen though. What Kyrie is special. Like to me, he seems like he has spent 20 years doing drills. Like the way he moves, the way he handles, the way he finishes with both hands. It looks like he has practiced drills for 20 years straight, and he has mastered every drill he's did, and he can do whatever he wants to do on the court. I don't have his skills are like unmatched to me. You know what I'm saying? I think what he does is amazing. But as far as a person and how he fits in with other people, he don't really like he get along with everybody the best. And then the thing too is they're not going to play defense. So if you tell me about KD, Clay, and Steph, what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to put Clay on y'all best scorer, and he's going to score about 25 or 30. Then we still got Steph and we still got KD. Whereas I think there's no defense at all in Brooklyn. And that's the only reason I'll pick the Golden State 3 over Brooklyn's.
So as much as I like Steph Curry, right? I remember Kyrie when they would play Steph Curry, it was like he had a personal thing with him,
bro,
and he would go at his throat.
I mean,
like for real. And Steph Curry, as great of an offensive player he is, he's not the best defender, and he could do nothing with Kyrie.
Agreed.
Like when I say nothing, he could do nothing. And the way this James Harden, not last year's James Harden, right? But this James Harden that's playing now, it would make that matchup not just weighted over to Golden State. It would be a little bit more even, I think, with the way James Harden is playing now. Now, last year's James Harden, I'd pick Golden State, not even a question, right? Yeah. But the way he's playing now, man, bro, Brooklyn look good, man.
Man, have you watched?
Is this different from James Harden when he was in Oklahoma City, though? This is the reason they got to the finals because he was playing this way.
Yes, this is more the Oklahoma City James Harden. Yeah. The Houston James Harden was somebody different.
But you gotta understand.
He was averaging 35,
yes.
But when he was in Houston, he was told he had to get them shots up though,
right?
To win.
He was doing what he was told.
Yeah. I mean, he literally, we need you to go off, James, every night.
Shoot the ball every time you touch it. Yeah,
literally. But at the same time, man, like even so, I had this conversation, man, and I'm sticking with this, and it has to do with Kyrie and the way James is playing with Kyrie, of course, but just throughout Kyrie's career, I feel like if I have Kyrie, I do not want to designate him as the PG. I'd rather Kyrie be my combo guard.
He can't be.
And the reason I say that is, man, watching them this year and having James Harden be your facilitator, your main facilitator, that's why he's leading the league in assists this year. But when you watch them play and you watch how Kyrie plays off of James, it made sense why they actually won the championship with him and LeBron. Yeah. LeBron was the main facilitator, and Kyrie was the main go at it and score. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the best way they can win. And when you watch Kyrie, man, he has got to be, to me, Kyrie has got to be like the best under 6 foot guard who can actually attack the rim.
Right now or ever?
Right now. Name me somebody better at attacking the rim.
No, I'm not mad at that. I just thought you said ever, and I was like, bro, that's
I mean, I don't know if I can. Yeah.
No, Kyrie is hard, man. I have nothing against Kyrie, man, but I don't think Kyrie or James Harden can play defense to save their lives. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. If you watch their games, dude, they actually play defense when they need to.
Bro, yeah. I watch their games.
It's working.
I ain't seen that at all. I've not seen Kyrie lock up somebody. He hit the flow. He slapped the flow and grab his shorts and get down. I'm playing with me.
We didn't say all that.
I'm playing with me. Not Kyrie. Say all that. Kyrie, to me, he plays basketball like he plays basketball like you in an argument. You know how you have an argument and they be like people who they're waiting just to reply, so they're not listening. And that's how I feel like he plays defense. He was just like, man, make the shot. Come on, give me the ball. Come on. So I can go the way.
That's funny. That is funny, Z. That's funny.
Do what you got to do. Just hurry.
Yeah, man, just give me the ball. I'm trying to score. Come on now. Give me the ball, baby.
All right. So,
but I think, honestly,
outside of the.
Oh, I was going to say, honestly, man, I think what was throwing me off, because I seen New York play, the Knicks play Brooklyn last night. And I was looking at the record, like New York was like 17-17 or something like that. And then like the Nets were like 19-12. And I was like, man, that's because New York is like at the 8th spot, right? And I was like, man, that's not a
no. They're actually
the 4th spot.
spot.
I'm sorry, they're the 4th spot. I'm sorry. But I was like, bro, that's not a lot of separation at all. So I think with the way this season is going, man, like the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season probably will shake out maybe like 5 through 8 in both divisions or conferences.
I agree. But if Anthony Davis is not healthy, they're gonna be in trouble.
I agree.
They're gonna be in trouble, and I'm a little concerned about even when he does come back, when he's healthy enough to play, if he can play like Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's gonna be a little bit. What was going on with Montrezl Harrell a little while ago. Is he
Man,
straight?
he posted.
Had some personal issues going on.
Yeah, his grandma passed away, and I
In
guess
bubble, right?
Yeah, before the bubble. That's what
Yeah.
happened last year, and I guess it was like the
Christmas.
anniversary, like the 1 year, and you know what I'm saying. And he had and he was like, man, I just want to quit it all or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so he did a tweet and he said it, man. And the amazing thing to me was, and I don't know, it might not be amazing, but he tweeted what he tweeted, and Jeannie Buss like replied, like, we love you, and this hugs is for you, and we know you're going, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was real nice for an owner,
that's cool.
For her to reach out the way she did. I was like, man, that's why I'm a Lakers fan.
That's cool.
Not the sorry brother that we kicked out like 5 years ago. He was terrible. But the dad and the
awful.
sister. The dad and the sister.
Awful, man.
Yeah, he was terrible. Not that bus. I don't like that bus.
Yeah.
But the other two buses.
Don't that tell you how big? Don't that tell you how ownership can make or break a team?
Of course.
And I think that's the reason why the Knicks have been so sorry lately. Like,
that's a good point. Well, Dolan,
but that just shows you.
New York been trying to get Dolan up out of there for so long. I mean,
it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the New York Knicks is like one of the top 5 franchises, period, though, right? Like worth.
As far as financially, yeah.
So yeah, I don't care what y'all like.
Yeah, basically.
Let me tell you what.
I remember him at the during the lockout in negotiations. He was like, "Can y'all just hurry up and get this over with? I don't care what y'all decide on." That's how he was the whole time. I was sitting right next to him one time. He was just like, "Oh, well, they just hurry and get this up." I was literally right. He was over there. I was right here. I heard this with my own ears. He was like, "Oh, if they'll just hurry up and get this over with." He didn't care because he went either way, right?
Yeah,
he went either way. It was like Don King. Like, he don't care who win. Whoever win, I'm in the ring with them. Like, yeah, I'm getting paid. So that's crazy.
Hey, if you win, no matter who win, I'm coming over there with my American flag.
Yeah, right.
Why we had to fight?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey man, so outside of the NBA, man, in sports talk, there was a couple of stories that come out of the NFL. I don't know how much we follow, but this week, Drew Brees officially retired finally. And then also in the NFL, Dak actually finally signed with the Cowboys. Jerry Jones finally gave in and gave that man some money. Any thoughts about those two things, man? Y'all want to bring up or any?
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I know you are, Gerald. You know what I mean? I'm not a Cowboys fan. Oh, you're not? I thought you was. Okay,
Jesus,
I'm not.
No.
Okay, I'm not a Cowboys fan.
My wife is a Cowboys fan, and we'll get into it.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So I was happy that they did that for that. You know what I mean? Like, I was happy that they signed him. That was the right thing to do. That would have just been another reason of me not liking the Cowboys if they did that like that. And I'm not even that. It was just the right thing to do. That's it.
Correct. I agree. Exactly. And the thing is too, like, so he was a 4th round pick. So like he made like maybe like 1 point. Like, I think his first season he might have made $800,000 in the league, and he was starting. You know what I'm saying? And then pretty much what they did, they played him on his whole rookie contract. You know what I'm saying? So here he is starting in the league, and he's making, I think at the highest when on his rookie contract, he was like at 1.8. You know what I'm saying? And so instead of doing a long-term deal with him, they franchised him, which like the first year was like 33, the second year was 37. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying 33 and 37 is terrible at all. I'm not saying that at all. But like the thing is, like, bro, this dude did everything he was supposed to do for your franchise, man. Give him a deal. And like give him the deal. I think though, for me, the football news and Drew Brees needed to retire. He had got to the point where he didn't look good no more. So it was about that time for him. But the thing that I liked today, I think I liked today, was Tyrod Taylor signed with the Houston Texans today. Did you see that?
Word. I missed it.
So Tyrod Taylor, who was the starting quarterback at the Chargers until they bust his lung. Remember that? So he's ready to
offload.
You said what? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with Deshaun Watson now. So I saw that today, and I was like, Also was the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
like I guess they
ask you about that.
I guess they was like, we saved all our money from last year, and it's time to go shopping.
Yep, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing they did was actually re-sign Cam.
They signed Cam to a bigger deal. Then they got the top two. They got the top 2 tight ends. They went and got like a speed receiver. Then they went and got a DN. And then they got, then they'll have everybody who opted out. They had like, because the Patriots had more people that opted out this year because of COVID than any other team. So all of those people be coming back too. Yeah.
I know Peyton just looking like, I wish y'all would have did this when I was there. Suckers. But hey.
Yeah, I don't know. But bro, it was.
No power to him. I hope Cam actually succeeds. I'm always rooting for Cam. Honestly.
Bro, you know what? He was actually having a good season until he got COVID. And that's that conversation that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like people keep on talking about this COVID and not understanding, but like he was having a good season until he had COVID. And after COVID, he didn't look good at all. Just like the Russell Westbrook thing.
True. Yeah, we talked about that before.
Yeah, it was the same thing.
That's true. I agree.
All right, man. So getting into off of the sports real quick, let's go into our entertainment chop up. Grammys happened this past week. Did any of y'all watch it? What's your takeaways from it?
Bro, so I knew going into it, I knew Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? I like Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? I actually like her as a rapper. I wish she would stop rapping in the same cadence all the time, but I think she's actually a decent rapper. Her first mixtape was called Tina Snow, which is like, she was like the daughter of Tony Snow, which is Pimp C. So the first time I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a fan. Anybody ride with Pimp C, I'm there. But I knew Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B would be there doing their kind of thing. And I was like, here we go. But then, so when I tuned into the Grammys, it was like I don't know if she was a Hispanic singer but it was like a pop singer. And she started the song when closed, but at the end, she was like in a two-piece twerking. And I was like, what? Like, so it just seemed to me, man, like, it seemed like I thought Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak did good. I thought they did well. But like, until I fast forward through half of the show and it was just like a twerk fest. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'm too old for this. So me and my wife ended up watching something else, man. But it was just, I don't know, man. And I asked my wife, I was like, am I getting that old where everything is like, that's too much? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Hey, it's just weird.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, I posted it the next day. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you're old, when you're watching the Grammys and you're just like, that's just inappropriate.
Yes. Like,
and that's what I was saying the whole time. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'm just too old for the Grammys.
Cardi B has
are we all becoming our parents, man?
On her butt, right? She has a tattoo on her butt. She's on Sunday night on CBS. National TV, I can see her whole tattoo, and I was just like, bro, that's gotta be not on Sunday night. No, this is more of a Friday night thing. I don't want this.
Yeah, man, I'm all the way to becoming the parent. You know, and by the way, those commercials are so hilarious to me. Like the Progressives commercials, and then the other ones. Yeah. I mean, the one with where they're like, do we have to get tag team to be able to sing it? And they're like, Scoop Daddy. Dog, I am cracking up every single time that commercial comes on. Every time that comes on, like I know all the lines.
Tag team, back again.
Bro.
Yeah, oh man, hilarious, man. Those are some great commercials. They stepped up their commercial game during COVID. They really did.
Dude, did you see and only because we talk about it, the Travelocity dude, when he saw himself in the future, he's like, I'm here to tell you about 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody moving. He was like, ain't nobody said, listen. I was like, bro.
Nah, you know what I like? Where the dude said, hey, you have to excuse me. I didn't have a chance to shave. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, you should be focused on me and not this luscious mane of mine. I crack up every time I see that, man. They're like, is something wrong with my camera? Like, do you know what a beard is? No, I crack up every single time.
No, man. The dude, when he said, what does this sign say? It says, be happy, we don't need it. Like the progressive one, not the old man. He's like, we all see it. We all see it. His hair is blue. Like,
oh man,
he has blue hair.
What she said? What she say? She said, live, laugh, love. Throw it in the trash. Throw it away.
He said, "There's no room to sit, Phyllis. There's no room to sit on the couch."
Right? There's too many pillows. See? And I think those are great.
Those are great.
Those are
Actually,
great.
I like the State Farm commercials too, though, man. The ones with Chris Paul.
Being
Chris
terrified.
Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's going down.
It's about to happen. Those are good, man. Hey, speaking of, man, entertainment, man, is there any upcoming movies or any movies y'all watched that y'all actually want to give a shout out to this past week?
I'm on The Wire right now. I'm enjoying
that.
Here we go.
I'm enjoying The Wire. I don't went back, dog. I'm into it, dog. I am all the way in Baltimore on The Wire and politics and everything like that. That's what I want right now. Avon burnt it. So when I hit you, I was like, no, he did it. Z said, wait.
Did he just
I'm concerned.
Z said, wait, what happened? You talking about real people? I was like, oh, my bad. It's The Wire. He was like, man, if y'all don't go ahead with that, I thought you was talking about real people.
Like, what happened? Is he okay? Man.
What happened to your cousin?
Right.
I was like, bro, why would you put that in there like that?
Yeah, that's my
Deontay
bad.
just broke so-and-so's arm. What?
Right.
Hey, man, I don't know if we ever gonna get Z to watch The Wire. But
it's a good show,
bro,
man.
You've got to watch. This is like the classic of classics, man. You got to watch The Wire.
It's a fantastic show, though. The way they set it all up, and in the second season, they showed like the docs and how the white people crime and how they were doing with it. It's just a good setup. You see the politics in Baltimore and how they like why certain things don't get done. Then you saw the corruption. Then the way that it's just good. It's very well done.
Like I told him, man, it's basically taking a whole city, and you can see everything from the street level,
yes,
to the cop level,
right,
to the politics level,
dog,
to the teacher level,
dog.
So like everything is all right, and it all works off of each other, and like you can just tell. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Did we lose
the time? Yeah, look, we lost the time. Man, I can
pause.
See if he.
All right. So man, lastly on the entertainment side, besides the Grammys, which actually talking about WAP and what you couldn't stand about having WAP on the screen Sunday nights, brings us into our next and last Chop It Up segment, man. So earlier today, the news came out that I guess Drake actually dropped some new music, and he is now holds the top 3 spots on the Billboard, which is like the first time it's ever happened. But there was a interview, or I think I was listening to the radio, where one old head was talking to a young head, and the young head was like, "Oh man, Drake's the best thing that happened in music." Blah blah blah. The old head was like, "Whoa, hold up, time out. You know, Jay-Z still holds the crown." The young guy was like, "Nah, man, it's all about Drake right now." And it got me to thinking, man. We're officially old heads, but how do y'all feel about the new music that's out right now? And just, man, just thinking about it, like it kind of. I'm gonna give you an idea. I guess what came to my mind was my son. I was riding with my son a couple of weeks ago, and you know I control the music when he's riding with me. So
as it should be.
As it should be, yeah. But when he got in the car, he was like, "Dad, I got something I want you to hear. Let me know what you think." And he put in like something. I want to say the guy's name was like young something. And literally, it sounded like everything else I heard on the radio. And so I was like, I can't tell the difference. And I felt like, man, maybe I'm getting old. And maybe I'm looking at it like my parents looked at our music. But at the same time, I can listen to my parents' music and listen to Bone Thug and listen to E40 and still be like, that's dope. That's dope.
I have a conversation with my son all the time because, you know, when we work out, we play music. And I'll have a mix for Baby Sierra. You know what I mean? Baby Sierra likes, well, I mean, she likes Buju Banton and she likes Wyclef. You know what I mean? So, you know, and Imani likes, she's into K-pop. So I'll mix in stuff in there. I don't know if y'all got into BTS. It's like,
I know who they are, but
I'm like, I don't understand their appeal, but okay, fine, we'll mix it in. So I do the same thing with Malcolm and mix in some of his music. So I'm cool with Lil Baby. I told you that before. Lil Baby grew on me. I'm cool with Lil Baby. Some of the other cats though, I be trying, and I'm just like, like so. There's one thing that they have around here is these DMV rappers, right? Remember I sent you one of them,
yes,
and they all rap off beat.
Yeah.
And remember I sent it to you. Was like, oh my gosh,
I was like,
they all sound like Silk the Shaka or something.
No,
they rap like it's like. So I played for them Silk the Shaka. This was like 2 years ago for the whole team, and they was like, oh, he rap like us. I'm like, no, y'all are rapping like him, and y'all are trying to rap off beat. He did this a long time ago. I was in high school when this came out, but I bumped different stuff. I didn't turn them on to Play 1000. They'd be like, oh, okay, this is all right. They're like, no, for real. But a lot of their stuff is, their whole cadence, their whole flow, and their whole production is foreign to our ears.
Yeah.
So it's not even, we can't even hear it because it's all, when we were growing up, everybody had a distinct sound.
Yeah.
So like, Method Man sound like Method Man. Busta Rhymes sound like Busta Rhymes. Biggie sound like Biggie. You know what I mean? E40 sound like E40. Too Short sound like Too Short. Everybody had a distinct sound, a distinct style. Now it's like they all have the same producers. You know what I mean? And they all have the same. And so that's why it's kind of hard for us. You're like, well, nobody sounds different. All sound the same.
I think what throws it off for me is really the cadence. The cadence is because they all are like da 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 da. So it's the cadence that everybody has the cadence, and then everybody does this auto tune thing. So you're gonna do the cadence, and you're gonna have the auto tune. So it almost like it just seems, just like you said, it seems like the same producer is 1,000 songs. So it all sounds the same to me, man. And it just, I hate the way that music is going because I think I don't hear a lot. But I ain't gonna say that because Drake does different things, man. And I guess I'll applaud him at this point because Lil Baby and Da Baby, and I like the Baby. I listen to the Baby, but I have never really listened to Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But like even when I listen to the Baby CD, 5 of the songs sound the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like all of this music. And that's what the same thing about Megan Thee Stallion. She raps, I'm a dumb in the car. Like she raps the same way all the time. And I think that's what most people do now. It's just, it's not the music we're used to. And maybe I am getting old, man. But like, I don't hear the lyrics. Even, for us to be in the South, we were never like super lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Andre and probably Bun B, you know what I'm saying? Scarface. But you don't even hear nobody even trying no more, like nowhere. It don't even seem like they're attempting. Like songwriting is not a skill no more. And I say that about R&B music too. And that's one of the things we talk about. Like R&B music, the songwriting, like the hidden meanings or the double, you know what I'm saying, double entendres, that is gone now. What we do now is just get on things like, you know what, this is what I want. You're WAP. Right. That's what I want. And I'm gonna tell you what WAP means. It's this, and that's what the chorus. I'm like, well, whoa, that is a lot. That is so much.
But you're right. At the same time, man, like, so.
But even before you start,
this is what I don't get, because again, I can pop in a CD of Marvin Gaye, or I can pop in a CD of Otis Redding, and be like, that's dope. Teddy P, that's dope. But I could also pop in a CD of E40 and be like, yes, I'm riding to this for a whole hour. Or I can pop in a CD, you know what I'm saying, Pac, Biggie, Ghostface, whatever the case is, Nas. I know you don't like Nas, but I can pop in my Nas and be like, yes, I'm riding with this. Mm-hmm. But I can't pop in the new stuff and just be like, oh, yes, I love this. It's almost like if, remember when Bone Thugs came out? Bone Thugs and Harmony came out with their album. Yeah. He's 99.
I didn't really care for Bone, you know that.
Oh yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, imagine if everybody sounded like Bone. And I feel like that's this generation. Like everybody sounds the same. I mean,
you have a little bit of variety. A little, you know what I mean? But there's, so back up here at East Coast, though, we get, and that's what I always tell Z about, like, y'all don't hear the mixtape, the way the DJs still be doing the stuff. So we get a whole lot of cats that's blown up out here that are kind of doing things a little bit, differently. And a lot of times that hip hop group, I hear a lot of new stuff in there because I don't ever see no advertisements or nothing. So I'll be like, oh, who is they talking about? And I'll go look it up. I was like, okay, this all right. You know what I mean? So I'll do that too. But the stuff that Malcolm and them listen to, I'm like, so a funny story. So I'm sitting here, I have like mixes while you're working out stuff. So I was never really a big 50 Cent guy, but I do like a few key songs. Mm-hmm. So Many Men was on there, Many Men, right? So he was like, oh, is this a remake of Polo G? I was like, no. What do you mean? He was like, oh, you ain't heard Polo G did this? And he played it for me. I was like, no, that is not the original. He's like, well, somebody else did this too. And he played me somebody else. I was like, man, hey, no, who is that? So he thought that those were the originals. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, nah, bro. They did this a long time ago. It's just funny because there's so many of their stuff that is even remade and then remade to sound the way their music sounds. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, you just messed the whole song up. Basically, it's what they did.
Dude. So the crazy thing is though, if you notice, man, if like a lot of the sampling now is coming from music that we listened to when we were in college and high school. So it's
crazy.
Yeah, because like crazy. The Summer Walker with the Usher sample, or you know what I'm saying, like the SW. Somebody did a
SWV.
Yep. Was that Rick Ross? Rick Ross had the SWV sample. Sometimes it's hard as the man. It was hard, whatever it was. But you see a lot of that going on right now. Oh yeah, the girl with the mint condition. That was amazing too, man. Yeah, they sampled that. Dude, the girl, the you who did the Cash Rules Everything Around Me in her song. That is amazing, bro. Yes. Every time I hear it, and you just wait for the boom, dude. I'm like, oh my god, it's so, bro. Yeah, I sent it to you afterwards, man. But it's amazing. Okay. But
it's crazy because I feel like we are now in that age bracket where we just like, how the old folks used to be like, yeah, I'm saying some real music, young cat.
Of course.
And now we the same way, man.
But the crazy thing for me is though, I remember when Etan first went to college. So when Etan first went to college, and he sent me he's like, bro, he's like, this song up here we're listening to. He said, I'm gonna send you the tape. And I was like, all right, bro. So I opened up the tape. It's a fork with a meatball on it. And the song says, put it in your mouth. And I was like,
yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. Bro. So the first time I heard it, I was like, well. But it was like, and we listened to that. You remember we used to listen to that? Like, we'd just be waiting, like, my baby. Like, bro.
We can't say nothing though, man.
I'm not here to judge them because I'm older and I understand. It just looks different on me now. But you know what I'm saying? But I'll be like, we listen to, I was listening to Be Better Have My Money by you know, I don't remember if y'all remember that, but bro, it started off like just terrible. And I was like, ooh. Or sometimes I listen to the old DJ Quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to man. Bro, I'd be like, we listen
or
to
you listen to like the old Snoop stuff and Corrupt and all that. Because remember I interviewed Daz.
Yes.
So I started listening to the old. I'm like, dang, these lyrics are really like, oh my.
Nate Dogg used to sing some stuff that you're not supposed to sing.
Yes, exactly.
What's the song? Hold up. What's the song? The Nate Dogg song. He sung was it cause the song boom doom
right.
On the first, when he sung that, he was like, I was like, ooh.
Right, when you listen to what he's saying, you like,
whole wide world.
Nate Dogg, you ain't supposed to sing that, buddy. That's not R&B right there.
Right. Hey, so man, I'm going before even that though. When we were in middle school, we were listening to DJ Quick and I don't know if y'all remember the Second to None. Y'all remember Second to None?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Be Better Have My Money. That's what it was. That's AMG. They was in a thing called there was something called the Player Click or something like that. Bro, but it was AMG, DJ Quick.
But if you listen to you remember the whole Second to None album though? Yeah. I
remember.
So I mean, I guess we can't really say anything.
No, we'll see. But the thing is, hold up. This is the thing that I was on this thing with these cats when they was like, well, everybody wants to talk about Cardi B and everybody wants to talk Megan Thee Stallion. We had Lil Kim and we had Foxy Brown. You know what I mean? And we turned out just fine. This was my answer to them. I was like, okay, but how many people do you remember that tried to follow the pattern of Lil Kim and played themselves and are doing terrible right now? And they're like, okay, you might have a point. I was like, yeah. So don't act like it's not a poisonous type of a mentality that you know, the women, it runs out. So when they're young and they're like, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and then you see how it goes from there, and they have that certain mentality. Like, and I just asked them, they're like, no, you made your point.
No, I got one better for you too. Though. My thing is though, like we had Little Kim and Foxy Brown, right? But we had MC Light. You know what I'm saying? We had Bahamadia, so it was different things for you to see. I don't know outside of Rhapsody. I was
gonna say we got Rhapsody. We got. They
don't pub Rhapsody like they pub Cardi. And Rhapsody last CD.
No, they don't pub her. That's true.
The last one she came out with Queen Latifah.
Dope.
Me and my wife.
Dope.
Bro, me and my wife looked like it was a movie. We dressed up, came downstairs, turned on the music, and listened to every song. Like, I was like, bro, this is amazing. And they never said nothing about it. Like, it never even came out. And it was an amazing. But Cardi B come out and we hear soon as Megan Thee Stallion, and I like Megan Thee Stallion, but soon as we hear her, soon as, well, nobody could probably even tell you who Rhapsody is outside of like real like hip hop people.
I guess the difference, man. I guess the difference to me though too is did Lil' Kim actually perform at the Grammys? I don't know if
I don't think she ever had.
I don't know if it was at the Grammys, but
I mean, she performed on the BET Awards. I know that much, but I don't know if she performed on the Grammys.
But I mean, you can't really. That's what I wanted to say too. But you can't really compare them. So here's the thing, though. To me, I don't think you can compare them because, like, Nas just won a Grammy. Let's just say that. And I don't think the Grammys has always been a terrible award show to me because it's really like white people when they think of our music. That's how Eminem keep on winning over Kendrick Lamar and you know what I'm saying, things like that. So I don't really put a lot.
Macklemore, remember Macklemore won over
Kendrick Lamar, and he's like, bro,
who has his album?
Like really?
But no, it was a big selling album, and that's how it usually for the Grammys they know because it's a big selling album. But so the other thing too, though, that I wanted to say too is though, like Drake, they'll be like Drake is number 1, number 2, and number 3 right now, and it's never been done in history before. Well, they never released albums like this where you stream them and they chart based off of streams. Back in our day, or up until probably 5 years ago, you would come out with a single. They would play that single, then probably a month after your single came out, your album would drop, and then you would go into your second single. Like most CDs. Tapes, albums had 3 to 4 singles, and then you move on. So right now, what happens is you release your album at midnight. It's Drake, so his album gonna chart just because everybody listening to it immediately, and then like you see the favorites that people listen to. So now that's 1, 2, and 3, but it's streaming.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's a streaming thing. It's not. Point. So you can't tell me he's the first to do that.
That's a good point.
Because if we talked about this like last week too, or maybe 2 weeks ago. The track listing on Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album and the track listing on Michael Jackson's Thriller album, if we name the first 8 songs on both of those, you're gonna be like, what Drake song right now? You tell me if it's 1, 2, and 3. You think these are better than Billie Jean? This is better than Thriller. This is better than Lady in My Life. This is better than PYT. This is, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So to me, I don't never them kind of comparison things don't make sense to me, and I'll never hold true to them because they didn't release albums like this for years. So they're not really even albums. They're just putting a song on streaming. So like him, which I will say the song with him and Rick Ross, I think it's like Lemon Pepper Freestyle. The song is actually pretty nice. I like it. It's pretty dope. But I didn't actually like the other 2 that came out with it. Oh, it's only 3 songs?
It's only 3 songs, yeah.
So that's why it's charting.
That's the reason why it's 3 songs charting.
Oh, that don't even make no sense. Out. That's whack. So, for them to say like he's number 1, 2, and 3, like it's a 3-song EP. Like that's not even that. And I just wanted to let y'all know too. I listen to "Spicy" by Nas all the time. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey, be honest, Z.
That's my song, bro. I listen to it as soon as I get in the car. Like, oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just to let y'all know.
Yeah. And Made You Look was one of my favorite songs too. Let's lie.
Really?
Yeah, I love Made You Look, especially Made You Look in the remix. Remember we was in Philly?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this is it. I love
Why would I say, man, One Mic was like the best song ever to me. I only use One Mic.
I mean, but I like Nas though, so you know, I like Nas.
It's terrible.
I'm just more of a Jay fan, but I have nothing against Nas, and I'll never say he's whack. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people that all the time.
You're more of a Drake fan? You said Drake or Jay?
Jay.
Oh, I thought you said Drake. I was like, calm down. Drake fan? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me fix this volume. What did you say? You don't like Nas, but you're more of a Drake fan? Is that what you just said?
It was like fighting words. Keep on.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
No, but I can see how people like Drake, and Drake got a lot of music. He don't compare to Jay-Z though. Like, you're not even, to me, they're not even on the same
It's different. Yeah,
stratospheres. Yeah, but
for this new
Drake
generation,
though, man,
everything is different. Everything is different for this new generation, man. They didn't grow up on Jay-Z, and they don't even know. I honestly feel like they don't even know half of his songs. Like,
but they know a lot of Lil Wayne though. I think they look at Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
They look at Lil Wayne the way we look at Jay-Z though.
Good point. That's good. And because I've heard that many of times, and I'm like, really?
I know it catches me off guard. Like, man, because even when my son got in the car, man, I was like, I can't remember where I was bumping, and he was like, "Dad, let me take this over real quick. I got something I need to show you."
He was probably playing Young Thug for you. That's who he probably was playing.
He played this guy by the name of Young Dirt.
Young Dirt.
Yeah, Young Dirt.
I heard Young Dirt.
The drill dude.
Young Dirt.
Yeah.
The dude from Chicago. He's a drill dude, ain't he?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's cool.
It's cool." Right. That's how you.
I don't know what else to say. I was like, "Yeah, it's cool."
Yeah.
But he was repeating the verses like, "You don't understand that was spitting." I was like, let me." I actually put in some Outkast and was like, "Listen to this Dre real quick. Here's the 3,000 and let me know what you think."
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I miss
it. So what I'll be doing, I'll mix in some of his stuff with some of our stuff, and they appreciate, like, they know Wu-Tang, they know, you know what I mean, Nas, they know Jay-Z, they know we're bumping the the Outkast, ATLians, that's my favorite album, and they know all of that. They're breaking it down. They can appreciate it. It's just not the way they spit. So they don't even go that deep with their stuff. Like in the wordplay that cats do, they don't do it.
But it's not that fast.
Right.
It's not that fast at all, though. It's like a slow, it's a slow off tempo. It's like a slow, like double up, though. It's like da 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 da. Because the Migos, you can hear everything they say. But it's just like it's in a cadence.
Their cadence.
Yeah, it's in a cadence in the beats. But what I will tell you is though, like I listen to a lot of like the Migos, like I listen to like some of the songs, like the beats. I'm like, bro, this beat is hard. Like a lot of time I listen to the music and I'm like, bro, these beats is hard, but I don't like I don't appreciate the way they rap on them, man. But
and I guess I can't really say anything, man, because some of it is catchy. I listen to the radio, like Z, I was telling you about that.
Oh my God.
Go baby.
Bro, at this dude's birthday party, this dude sung this song the wrongest way all night long. I was like, bro, what the hell is the song? We done heard the song. Drew ain't singing it nothing like this. He's singing it like an old man who done heard a young song.
So he done heard the song.
Yeah, he done made up his own version. Like, bro, if you
don't stop come to find out, it's like I thought the song was called Go Baby.
It's called Throat Baby.
It's called Throat Baby.
Now you saying the words all wrong.
I'm like, go baby. No. And then I look it up. I'm like, oh,
bro.
Oh.
So one of his wife's friends that heard him singing this song wrong. When we heard, it seems like I know this song, and that is not what you've been singing.
That is not what you've been singing.
All I knew was the radio version.
Bro, the name of the song is Throat Baby.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious, man.
Oh my God.
Anyway, man. All right, man. So we about done with time here, man. Any special shout outs y'all got? Etan, let them know where you can find some of your stuff at.
No, it's all good. Mine, basketballnews.com. I got the rematch. Writing a lot. I'm writing for the Guardian. A lot, so they let me kind of do my thing. So, keep a little busy.
I like it better than you writing for the Undefeated.
Yeah, the Undefeated. They why you say that?
I know. I just every time I see the Undefeated, I be like, ugh. But that's neither here nor there.
It's
it's neither here nor there. Right. But what I will tell you is today is the 16th, so that means Zack Snyder's Justice League come out in 2 days. That's what I'm waiting
I am watching that. Jesus, I'm watching.
I've seen some good reviews. I don't believe the reviews, but I'm gonna watch it, man. I think it's gonna be terrible still, but
do you?
Yeah, I don't have no faith in DC movies, man, at all.
Hey, all I know
but I'm
is
gonna watch all
4
4 hours though, just like this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm waiting. So that's what I got. And her won a Grammy too for I did see that. Her won a Grammy I know we always talk about what music ain't really good or what we don't, but her is amazing.
Her is fantastic,
bro.
Yeah,
what she's doing, like I was listening to like just her things going through her. I was like, bro, she done really like in the last 2-3 years, she's did her thing. And so like
I was mad. Remember I hit you. I was like, hey, this is an artist that I just found out her. You ever heard? He was like, my bad, man. I've been listening to her for about. I was like, well, why you ain't tell nobody?
And I was like, oh, my bad. That's on me, bro.
Why you ain't tell nobody, man?
Hey, listen. Oh man, I forgot, dude. So
her is amazing.
I keep telling Z. Z said he don't like the dude, but anytime if you get a chance, man, check out. You know, you heard her, but this dude's name is Sir. SIR.
Don't put him in the same category, bro. Don't do this.
I'm not putting him in the same category. Like that, I'm just saying, dudes. He's all right.
He's all right. No, he's not on her level.
Okay, all right. Just check him out.
I'll check him out.
I
Sir.
tell you, it's terrible. But also,
Sir and what you say, Lucky Day? That's who you be big on, Lucky Day and Sir.
Yeah, this cat by the name of Lucky Day. But also, man, so it was the other dude too that was. He had some pretty cool stuff that I think even the young cats are listening to or hear some of it.
I want to say before, after you do your thing, because I was just thinking, I know we had that conversation about Bruno Mars, and if you've ever had a conversation with me about Bruno Mars, I tell you that he did a different type of music until he figured out black people supported his music more than white people did, and he changed up the style of music he did. He was super pop. You remember he had a video with monkeys dancing or something? It was terrible, and I was like, bro, but his switch over, man, and his ability to sing and what they did, like if you go and see their Grammy performance, that dude is an R&B dude, man. And as much as I didn't like how he started and how he switched, man, him and Anderson .Paak, that Silk Sonic, that is going to be amazing, or it looks like it's shaping up to be amazing. So,
yeah, I'll give you that. So, yeah, I would say if you get a chance to check out the dude, Sir. Also, there's a couple of ladies who are actually, who are out there doing their things too. Oh, okay. Lost.
I was like, why are we looking at your profile?
Yeah, I'm about to say, Gerald, we just see your picture.
Oh, my bad, man.
Touching your phone. What do? You do Apple Music, don't you?
All right. You?
I do Tidal and Spotify.
See, I like Apple Music because they get all the clean versions.
That's what you tell me all the time.
Yeah,
and
that's what I be rocking with them. Shoot, we was bumping Pac, me and Baby Sierra. It was the clean version.
I just want you to know she is amazing. She is you. And when I hear the stories, I'll be like, that is all the time right there. Yes,
she's hilarious though, man. But Imani, I mean, I can tell stories about them. The funny stuff that happened all the time, like nonstop.
Yeah.
Like for real, nonstop.
Yeah. Gerald, you still there, bro? You go?
Man, I'm here, but I cannot get my camera back up. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway. Bro, I don't know how you're gonna end it off, Z. You do your thing.
All right, man. Well, thank y'all for joining today. We gonna end right now, man. Thanks for being on the time, man. We appreciate it, bro.
No problem.
All right.